Good afternoon. Thank you. It really is an honour to be here representing the Consumer Goods Forum and the work that it's doing on social sustainability, in particular with the focus on forced labour. Now, when Peter started early today, he said this is about taking action. And I look at this group and I just wonder, are you really ready to take action? Work with me a little bit. Are you really ready to take action? Because without your action, nothing can happen. So let me just give you a little backdrop to the forced labour issue. In Washington, D.C., near where I live now, there's a very moving, inspiring monument with Dr. King. Hundreds of thousands of people visit that monument every year. And there's an exceptional quote on there, which I'll read to you now. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inseparable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. So if you think of this room, if one of you doesn't take action, that impacts the rest of us. So it's important we coalesce the action and do it together. So Dr. King, a man well ahead of his time, was articulating the belief that the whole of society can only achieve its promise if everyone has the opportunity to thrive within it. Quite a daunting prospect. So in many ways, society, you would think, has come a long way since this quote. And yet, shockingly, the ILO estimate that more than 21 million people are engaged around the world in forced labour. Clearly, modern-day slavery is just completely unacceptable to me personally, to my company, and it should be unacceptable to everybody in this room. So early last year, the Consumer Goods Forum issued an ambitious resolution on behalf of all its members. I think pretty much everybody in this room, Peter. Recognizing the systematic problem, committing to action, and most importantly, calling others like you to join us in bringing it to an end. But the resolution, our good intentions, are really meaningless unless we're really prepared to get up and take action. So we've got to harness the collective power of our membership and work together on a pre-competitive basis to make it happen. That's not only our opportunity, but I really think it's our responsibility individually and collectively. Now, I know there's many of you who say, Grant, we've been tackling this issue for years, and I'd wager most of the companies in this room would say that in some way, shape, or form. I see a row of Martians down here, and they would say, Grant, we've been working on that. And yet, it still persists. So I'm pleased to say that the Global Task Force on Forced Labour has identified 3 priority principles that zero in on the most common manifestations of forced labour. 1, every worker should have freedom of movement. 2, no worker should have to pay for a job. And 3, no worker should be indebted or coerced to work. Eliminating these practices that deny workers freedom will help all of us turn good intentions into the positive change which is absolutely required to get rid of forced labour from our society. So take a look at the short video that will look at the challenge, our resolve, but most importantly, the actions that we must take. So I'd invite you to get a copy of the summary from, I think it's available today, Peter, on the Business Action Summary Against Forced Labour, and take a look at that. But most importantly, we can make meaningful progress on this key issue if we coalesce the power of everybody in this room and everybody as part of the forum. Let me leave you in no doubt, there are 21 million people in forced labour counting on us. So let's take action now. Thank you.
Good job. Well done.